Going on, everybody? All right, this video is going to deal with gun control. Just some of the things that are popping up, some of the things that have happened in the last few months. The whole scare of something going to happen where everybody goes crazy and buys all the AR-15s, okay, at outrageous prices, and people start selling 30-round mags for $100, $150. That's pretty much calmed down, but there's still some things going on that I see that it really is a bad thing for us Second Amendment supporters, and we need to keep an eye on. If I got time at the end, I'll put up some personal experience on gun control that I dealt with in the Marine Corps. All right, so if not, I'll make another video, make a part 2 or something like that. First and foremost, you know, the things that some people propose, I don't know where this came from. I'll find it and I'll put a link below, but there is a proposal to repeal the Second Amendment. It's laughable at most, and the reason why it's so laughable is someone decided to name it the Trayvon Amendment. They want to make a new amendment to the Constitution that de-ratifies the Second Amendment, that repeals the Second Amendment. As far as I'm concerned, there's still way too many people that support the Second Amendment that are in Congress, that are in the government, and obviously people like me, all right, Second Amendment supporters, the NRA, organizations like that. It'll never happen. All right, it's easier for the government to continue to make unconstitutional laws, all right, like the assault weapons ban and stuff like that, all right, because for some reason people go with it, than to repeal the Second Amendment, all right. But I'm bringing it up because I just think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Yes, that's exactly what America needs, is an amendment named after Trayvon Martin. Come on, seriously? This is what you people come up with. Honestly, the Trayvon Amendment. Repeal the Second Amendment. That's just fucking ridiculous. Trayvon, as tragic as it was a kid that got shot. He died. Okay. But there's no reason to immortalize him in our Constitution. I mean, that's just fucking ridiculous. All right, but anyways, moving on. And again, I'll put a link down below if I can find it. The UN Arms Treaty. Now, this has been a big deal for me since I found out about it a couple years ago. When I was Mick the Prepper, my first channel, I put up videos on this. When I was Prepper Grunt, I kept people informed the whole time about the UN Arms Treaty. I mean, this thing is a big deal because, first off, okay, the UN proposed it. Second off, Barack Obama went to the UN and put in his vote for America. Yes, go through with it. That's a red flag right there as far as I'm concerned. All right. And then third off, it gets passed in the UN, and then when it comes down to America, the Senate ratifying it, the Senate, thank God, freaking did their job and had enough votes. I think it was 53 votes or something like that, or 59 votes, all right, that it's not going to be ratified. It's not going to become law. The problem is that John Kerry, probably most likely through the advice of Barack Obama, signed it anyways. Now, I'm sorry, but if you look at Article 2, Section 2 of the United States Constitution, it talks about the ratification of treaties. All right? The Senate has advice and consent power. All right? The president does not have the power to solely ratify a treaty. Okay? It has to go through the Senate. It has to have the Senate's consent to be put into law. And yet, John Kerry signed it anyways. I don't know what's going on after this. I don't know if it's going through with it or anything else. But personally speaking, it states that the Senate must have their say in it. And if they don't consent to it, it can't become law. It can't become a treaty. All right, so that's the good news. But again, the bad news is John Kerry decided to sign it anyways, which really puts me at an unease of what's going on here. All right, you know, this whole UN arms treaty, you know, a lot of people are going to sit there and blow smoke up your ass. They're going to try to have a conversation with you or an argument with you about it and say, oh, no one's going to come and get your guns. No one's going to go door to door. All right. It's all about exportation. Okay. You'll be able to keep your guns. Okay. Your murdering weapons and everything else and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But the fact of the matter is that they're not thinking that one of the last manufacturing industries in America that is still profitable is firearms. And they don't understand that these firearm companies, Colt, Springfield, Ruger, freaking all the other ones, again, I'm not going to freaking go over all of them, but all the other ones, they do a number of their business, a large percentage of their business is export. That's what they do. They make guns. They export them. What do you think happens if this treaty gets ratified and they stop exportation? Again, a large percentage of this. Yeah, so what if Americans buy guns here and there and everything else? It's not enough to keep them afloat. A large part of their business is to export to other countries. So I just don't understand this, and I don't understand why these people don't think about this. It will ruin some of these. Some companies may be able to stay afloat in America, but it will shut down some of these firearm companies because they won't be able to make the money that they make now. Okay? Oh, they don't need that profit or whatever. Okay? That's the whole point of business, is to make a profit. And it's good for the American economy, obviously. All right, one of the last manufacturing industries in America, and you want to freaking cut that in half by taking away their export? That's just ridiculous. It makes no sense. All right, and the argument of, oh, they'll never come in, you know, break down your doors and take your weapons and everything else and blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. That's exactly what they've done to these other countries. Australia used to be free to have weapons. They had to turn them in. Look at the videos in Australia. And now now you can own certain weapons, hunting rifles and everything else, but there's stipulations with that. The hunting rifle's got to be locked up in one room. The ammo's got to be locked up in another room. How can you defend yourself from somebody breaking into your house if you got to go into one room, unlock a freaking weapon, and go into another room? I mean, you're just going to walk into a room, okay, grab your unloaded rifle, and then walk into another room, see the robber, and be like, hold on a second, I got to go into this room over here and get my ammo, and you just wait there, buddy. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but that's what Australia is going through right now, okay? They put gun control towards freaking in Europe and everything else, in freaking England, all right? Hell, Scotland. Scotland's a great freaking thing. Scotland, not allowed to own a gun. Not allowed to own a gun. You know what Scotland is? Email. You know what Scotland is? Scotland is the stabbing capital of the world. Yeah, that helped out. Again, criminals will find a way. It doesn't matter. Criminals will find a way to hurt you. Whether it's a gun, whether it's a knife, whether it's a fucking rock. Are you going to outlaw rocks? I'd like to see that. Because the whole earth is a rock. It's made up of millions upon billions upon trillions upon quadrillions of rocks. You can't outlaw it. All right? All right. 9 minutes. All right. Personal experience. All right. You don't think that that the U.S. military is capable of breaking in doors and everything else? Kosovo, 2001. Our primary mission was to supply security for an LZ for the Army, and then we did a joint operation in Kosovo that involved roadblocks, checking for weapons. It also involved going to people's houses from information that the Army gathered, kicking in the doors while these people were at home eating their dinner, dragging them outside, zip tying their hands behind their back, kicking them to the ground, and if they resisted, kicking them some more, and then going through their house. And I'm not talking about just freaking lifting up a pillow. Nope, nothing under here. No, we trashed their house. We broke open the freaking walls. We lifted up the freaking floorboards. We left no stone unturned looking for weapons. Sometimes we found caches of weapons. Sometimes we didn't. If we found caches of weapons, the Army would take off with the people from that house, to interrogate them for more information, more weapons caches. We would go along our business as Marines. We would go to the next house and do the same thing, house to house. All right? I've kicked in plenty of doors. I've been part of that team. And to think that they wouldn't do this on their own soil, we took an oath. We took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We also took an oath to obey the orders of the President of the United States. I know, it's a conundrum, okay, when the President of the United States is going against the Constitution, what do? Well, I tell you what, there will be some military personnel that refuse that order. But I also tell you that as soon as that first guy gets handcuffed and sent to the brig, a lot of people are going to start falling in line. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Roger that, sir. Kick down that door. It's an American citizen, sir. Never mind, roger that. We were taught to obey orders without question. All right? Some of us question. But at the same time, most of us don't. It happened in Katrina. Martial law. They didn't kick down doors, but any time a weapon was perceived, they took that person down. They handcuffed them. They searched their vehicle. They searched their house. They took all the weapons that they could find. The United States military did this on their own soil. So to think that for some reason, all right, that there's no possible way that this can happen, it can, and it will.